Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Friday, June 26th. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. My guest today, it's Take the Points edition, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. He's been gone so long.
2 or 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Got the rotation going. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Brian Turner. Brian,
good to be back.
Good to have you.
Good to get some sports going again too.
We're getting a little bit of sports. We're getting.
Don't screw it up.
Baseball's coming up. Football now.
Broke out another A shirt.
Well, you see now you've got your computer in front of the A shirt, so nobody can see you're swinging A's. There you go. What is that from the 1970s
70s
style?
A's, yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Well, congratulations on your fashion sense.
It was a good decade.
It was a good decade for the A's. The A's they've had actually over. If you look over the past 50 years,
had a couple of pretty good runs.
I bet you the A's would probably be in the top 5 of winning. Well, no, their losing was pretty hardcore. So
the last 2 years, I think they got the second most wins and still haven't made the playoffs.
I would talk more about that, except I don't want Brian to cry on screen. It's just.
It is what it is.
You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. It's the Take the Points edition. Brian's here. I'm here. We're going to talk about all kinds of fun sports and things like that. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you a little bit of an idea, rundown on some community events going on here on this Friday, June 26th, and over the weekend. Got first things first, I'll tell you all. The junk days are continuing in Clay City, but they're ending very soon. Going to end Tuesday. So if you're putting off cleaning out your garage or cleaning out whatever you're trying to, or your home or whatever you want to clean out, you might want to pick that thought back up because junk days end on the 30th. Dumpster is in place at the turnaround along the railroad tracks just north of the Price is Right resale shop. Of course, no tires, electronics, TVs or computers, paint, chemicals, propane tanks, landscape waste, construction waste, batteries, or motors are accepted. Don't even bring them. You got anything to take up there? You have family in Clay City.
I grew up in Clay City, so I can make this joke. I thought every day was junk day.
There you go. You knew it was coming. I saw him. That's why I had to put him back on TV. I knew he had something going. That's pretty good. I like that one a lot. That'll work. Well, every day till the 30th is what you meant.
That's what I meant, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you could have taken that.
I don't know how else anybody could have ever taken that. What else is going on tonight up in Effingham at the Effingham Public Library? This is pretty cool. They're having a popsicle drive-through for summer readers. The Effingham Public Library holding this popsicle drive-through from 4 to 6, and this is for children and adults who sign up for the Summer Reading Challenge. Sign up for the Summer Reading Challenge. You either go online or give them a call at 342-2464. Children and adults who've already signed up for the challenge are automatically eligible for this big event. And I think that you get the opportunity. They'll give you an application. So I guess you can sign up in an app to keep track of all your summer reading. The summer reading programs and challenges were created to avoid the summer slide, where students slip back academically over the long summer vacation. And with the way the vacation has been now, it's been the long spring summer vacation. This is what's the last book you read?
Actually, Farewell to Arms. Ernest Hemingway. Just finished that one this week.
You know, that came out like 95 years ago.
Yeah. It was based in World War One. That was getting ready to go to Key West. Last time I went to Key West, I read Old Man of the Sea. So I was like, well, it's time to read another Hemingway.
Good one. Actually, Sun Also Rises. I like The Sun Also Rises.
I figured next time I go to Key West, I'll read another one.
Well, that's cool.
I've been reading Development of Muscular Bulk and Power. It's an old 70s strength book, basically. Anthony DiTillo wrote for Iron Man. Just finished Daughter was a CrossFit autobiography.
You're doing more reading.
There's no sports.
I guess that's
And
right.
I'm actually working my way through a history of bourbon great courses on Audible right now.
Are you going to go back to, I know you've done some bourbon tours. Are you going to go try to take more bourbon tours
Would like
now?
to, yes.
See, now it's good that we all have goals, actually, ladies and gentlemen. Brian's are a little bit different. I go on beer tours. I go on brewery tours.
Most of my vacations are planned around breweries.
Yeah, well, we
do our breweries a little different style.
But they don't have one in Key West, do they?
Actually, the Key West is one of the worst vacation spots for craft beer.
Is that right?
Yeah, I will say that, though, there's a really cool one in Islamorada if you drive up the Keys.
Yeah.
And then you can still get Cigar City down there in like cans or bottles. You don't find it on tap too often.
Cigar City's made in Miami, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you can still get it down in the Keys. But yeah, there's not a ton of.
Other than that, you're drinking Coors Light?
There's one brewery on the island now that has mediocre beer. Cool spot, but mediocre beer.
Well, that happens. Also, tonight up in Effingham at the Hall Bar and Patio, it is Soul Riot. Actually, this is at the Effingham Event Center for a night under the stars on the patio. They begin playing around 8 o'clock. One other thing I want to bring up for today as well as for the rest of the weekend, and this is very important if you're wondering. There's going to be a drive-through COVID-19 testing at the Effingham County Health Department here today. It actually starts about 5 minutes ago, starting at 9 a.m. It's going to be here up in Effingham on Friday, in Crawford County at Robinson at their health department on Saturday, and here in Flora on Sunday. Each day going from 9 to 5, you drive through and they will test you for COVID-19, and this is important if you're planning on traveling or if you're planning on maybe seeing some folks with ill health, or maybe just see if you want to make sure see some of the folks that they're able to get COVID. They're more that it's going to beat them up worse if you're hang out with your grandma.
Immunocompromised or
compromised. Yeah. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you so much for being. It's been a long day.
Or if you think you may have had it in the past, you can now go give blood, which you need to do anyway. And I'm testing for antibodies right now. So
I don't have a blood drive list, but I think there's some next week. I am pretty sure.
Yeah, if you see a blood drive, the Red Cross is now testing for antibodies.
Whenever they draw your blood.
Which would show if you had it before.
But it's not just testing. They're not just testing. They're testing it when you're donating. It's not just a walk-in test.
Right. Yeah, you have to donate.
You got to be donating. Okay. Well, just wanting to make sure folks didn't just go in thinking that they were going to get tested for that.
That test was fairly cheap to begin with, but
the antibody test.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, I that's the other thing. I don't know how much the health departments are charging, but I know that several insurance companies are covering the COVID-19 test. So you might keep that in mind. One thing over the weekend, it's the Blueford Ruritan Club having their monthly community breakfast, and they are going to be at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. The cost is by donation. Going to have biscuits and gravy, sausage patties, scrambled eggs, pancakes, grits, orange juice, grits. Nice.
I'm all in on grits.
When's the last time you had grits?
Actually, not that long ago.
Is that one of your cheat foods?
Yeah, shrimp and grits is one of my go-tos. So.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Ladies and gentlemen, today, June 26th, is National Take Your Dog to Work Day. How about that? Actually, this thing has been going for over 20 years. Started back in the United Kingdom in 1996. This is a celebration of the companionship between canine and human. National Take Your Dog to Work Day hopes to inspire others to adopt from shelters and humane societies. That's very nice. I got to tell you, Brian, I have some pros and cons of pet-friendly policies from work. So let me give you one or two of the pros, and then I'll give you.
I took mine to work today. So
did you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Left them outside though.
That one's at work. You really dropped the ball on this one. I'll go get it. Isn't that cute?
Sure.
All right. Perhaps the number of benefits of dogs at work is the reduced stress for most employees. Studies have shown pets in the workplace not only reduce stress, but also increase productivity. That's a pro, which brings us to the second benefit. Employees who take breaks to care for their dogs tend to be more productive than those who plow through their work. They come back to their desk refreshed and energized, ready to refocus.
That's what I did today. About 10:30 this morning, went and took my dog for about a half-mile walk and came back and got back to work.
Here, you'll like this one. Here's the number one con. The job satisfaction of employees with allergies or phobias are greatly affected.
Yes. And mine sheds bad enough that I didn't take them inside.
Well, see, now there you go. That makes a ton of sense. You're always looking out for your fellow man, aren't you, Brian?
Yeah, they've got a dog, but he's hyperallergenic, so...
Well, maybe more fun today is this is also National Chocolate Pudding Day. Historically, chocolate pudding is a variation of chocolate custard using starch as a thickener rather than eggs. Be quick, easy dessert for any meal. The 1903 edition of the recipe book and the 1918 edition of Family Farmer's book were the first places with a fun chocolate pudding recipe. In 1934, General Foods introduced chocolate pudding mix to their dessert line, and they actually initially called it Walter Baker's Dessert, but then changed the name to pudding shortly thereafter. So there you go. A nice way to, there you go. By the way, look at that one. Pick up a chocolate pudding snack on your way to work. Carefully label your pudding with your name and the date. Place it in the communal fridge at your office. Harbor a sense of paranoia and unease. At the end of the day, check the fridge, find your pudding intact. Enjoy the snack. See? People aren't as awful as you think. If anybody's the jerk, it's you. You've got some real issues, buddy.
We know I'm a jerk.
You're not going to eat somebody's pudding.
Pudding's one of the few sweets that I would steal from someone else. Like most of these national sweets days we've had since when I'm on here, aren't that enticing? Pudding, I'm all in.
Pudding, you're going to go after.
Yeah, man.
Well, I got one more.
Just keep the cream and all that out of it.
Well, you aren't going to like this one then. This is National Ice Cream Cake Day also.
No, I'm in on ice cream cake, too.
Saturday is ice cream cake. So
I try to get ice cream cake for the wedding cake.
I love ice cream cake.
And then since we had a taco bar, I thought maybe Choco Tacos.
Boy, that would have been perfect.
Yes. I had one in the freezer for me.
National Ice Cream Cake Day on June 27th each year brings two celebration favorites together under one delicious treat. And in the height of summer, an ice cream cake creates the perfect dessert for just about any occasion. So there you go. What's on TV? By the way, before I do head back to tell folks what's on TV, I meant to mention the Take Your Dog to Work Day, just in case you want to remember for future reference. It is the first Friday after Father's Day every year. So there you go. Always take your dog to work day. What's on television? Well, Korean baseball is 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Doosan Bears versus the LG Twins. Horse racing starts at 5 o'clock today on Fox Sports 2. That's channel 219. And then at 5 o'clock, it'll be on NBC Sports Network. That's 216. And then PGA Golf starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Travelers, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, actually not on there. We're going to talk about the Travelers actually when we return. Second round coverage on today at 2 p.m. Channel 645, the Golf Channel. That is Brian Turner. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after this. Please do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians, an express lane, and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch, small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. At Country Financial, when you're ready to start, we're ready to help. With auto insurance.
See me, Alex Atwood in Sisney, for your insurance and financial needs.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Established in 1945 by farmers and folks like you, the primary goal of South Central FS has always been to improve the profitability of farming. And with a focus on service and safety, FS Propane is committed to keeping your system and appliances running efficiently. FS is a local full-service propane company offering you expert tank installation and system maintenance, as well as dedicated seasonal service. So when it comes to managing your propane needs, look to the experts. Look to South Central FS. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My name is Bruce Dickey. Guest today, of course, Take the Points edition, Sports edition, Brian Turner. And we're going to talk about a wide variety of sporting events. Did you get a chance to see the Belmont Stakes this weekend?
Be happy to report that picked the exacta, nailed it last week.
Mentioned the pick on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, tell them the future. And Mr. Brian Weez Turner
nailed the exacta, which is a rare thing for me.
Paid pretty good, I think.
Had a pool party and completely forgot to bet and watch the race. So yeah, that was me.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. That's just the way life works for me. Nailed the top two and then completely forgot about it.
Well,
sitting poolside having some beverages.
I feel like I probably owe the audience an apology. I sat here and guaranteed who I was going to bet and who was going to win. I said Modernist is going to win the race, and I'm going to go $5 across the board on Modernist. And on Saturday afternoon, when my loving and lovely wife asked me she was telling me her horses and she wanted to bet on Modernist, I said, okay, I was planning on betting on that horse, but there's no need for both of us to bet on that horse. You have it. Here, you go ahead. You go ahead and take that horse. I changed my mind over the course of a day and a half from here on Friday morning or Thursday afternoon to Saturday afternoon. I said, I don't like that horse anymore. Changed my mind. Went ahead, bet on the favorite, made money on that one. I got second place too, but I didn't exacta them. I went second place, win place show. Mitt lost the bet on the $5 win, won the $5 place and show. It paid $25. So that was all right. Nice day.
When we were discussing our picks last week, I knew Tiz the Law was 6-5 at the time, but you knew the money was going to come in on him late, and you knew it was going to be underwater on that.
Yeah,
he wound up going off 4-5.
Better than even, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4-5.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, and I sent in, if I'm going to make a pick, it's going to have to be an exacta. I debated exacta with Box, but just I like Dr. Post, so.
Dr. Post was a good horse, and the thing is, it was you had the right idea. It's a Todd Pletcher horse.
Yep.
Todd Pletcher
Ortiz
dominates at Belmont, and but if you saw the race, ladies and gentlemen, you saw that Tiz the Law dominated the race. It was not dominated, but he won handily, and he was pretty clearly the best horse in the race. Fun day. They're going to. By the way, he's going to run again in the Travers.
I saw that. It's a mile and an eighth, same as the Derby. Trying to get ready for that.
Getting ready for it. Derby's.
I've actually got a couple of Derby's futures in already.
Really?
Took a couple long shots. They were both 33-1, and I'm trying to look it up real quick.
By the time the big guns get there, Maxfield will be back by then, and Tiz the Law will be there for the Derby. those 33 to 1s might turn out to be 50 or 60.
Yeah, I'm counting on the buyer rating more than anything else.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was New York Traffic and Etienne.
Okay. Well, there you go. Hey, there you go. There's always a chance to make money. Speaking of, if you saw the show last week, Jamie and I we picked the big golf match, and I had the winner. I had Webb Simpson, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I bet him 2 weeks ago.
He missed the cut.
Missed the cut. And the first two courses were very similar, both within, I want to say, 100 yards of each other, similar grass types.
So you decided...
I didn't bet him last week after taking him the first week, and he missed the cut.
Even though he'd already won the tournament?
I did have him in my DraftKings lineup.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The rest wasn't any good, and I made no money, but...
Well, that happens.
Golf, football, I tend to do a little more head-to-head stuff in DraftKings. Golf, I tend to do more tournaments, and if you don't hit on at least four golfers, you're... The
interesting thing about the golf this week, there are two really interesting things to me about this week's golf. One of them is that they are... they're playing on such a short course. You say this is the shortest course they play?
Second shortest course.
Second.
Pebble is the shortest.
Well, that has other problems.
Yeah. That's confined. Yeah, this is the second shortest course. They're in Connecticut, just outside of Hartford.
Okay, so the long bombers, they might be able to pick up... might be able to drive greens like Koepka did last week.
Which I know a lot of people that were taking the Bash brothers this week, which one of them wound up dropping out, but his caddy got COVID. That was Brooks Koepka.
That's the other interesting thing about this week. People who have had to drop out. I don't think any players had COVID other than Willett, and Willett wasn't going to play in this one anyway.
Right.
He dropped out of the last one because he tested.
Berger, who's been top 5, I think, last 2 tournaments, didn't play, but that was unrelated to COVID. Koepka's caddy tested positive, and then Webb Simpson coming off the win. It was someone in his family tested positive.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I knew that Simpson hadn't tested. I didn't know if it was his caddy.
It was a family member.
So so he's basically probably going to miss next week too. He's self-quarantining, probably
depending on how close in the family. I don't know if it was immediate family or someone that he'd been around or something. But.
Well, see, now that's the thing. Not to break HIPAA laws or anything like that. You were around it and you self-quarantined for a while yourself. He was in the same room with somebody.
I was at a convention room, yeah.
So, I mean, you just...
just without getting tested, I just acted as if, basically.
Yeah, and just safety first.
Yeah.
And that's... When are you plan on donating blood, by the way?
I'm going to have to look and see what's available, but yeah, I'd like to.
I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break, and we are going to come back. We are going to draw for the Hartford, the Travelers, up there in Connecticut, and we'll do that. And then we might talk a little baseball, and then we've got a couple other things we're going to do. A little bit more fun, non-sports stuff, because not all the sports are back yet. We'll be back right after this on Wabash Catch TV. That's Brian. I'm Bruce. Back after this.
At Back & Body Works Chiropractic, we help you feel better naturally. We can help your whole family from newborns to the elderly. We offer auricular therapy for smoking cessation and appetite control. We use acupuncture to improve health and well-being in the mind and body. We offer high-quality herbal supplements for adults and children, as well as CBD oil. We also offer exercise classes for women of every age, size, and fitness level. Stop by and see us on the square in Louisville.
Call my mommy.
I'm a bunch of wind. And just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable. Let's redecorate. What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drink Pool.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net. If you are a member of of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. We are going to pick some players, all right? We're going to pick some golfers.
Yep, five each.
We're shooting this Thursday afternoon, and I will freely and already admit that he's watched the scores, and I basically have seen two scores. And I'm not going to pick the guy who shot 60.
I didn't look.
You're not going to pick the guy who shoots 60, right? Just tell me you're not going to pick the guy who shot 60.
He might be a late round pick.
Well, we're only picking 5 players.
Yeah, well, that's late round.
You go ahead. I mean, the kid who shot 60 might end up shooting 80 or something tomorrow or something.
I saw he was 3,300 to 1 to start the tournament. And he's down to, I think, 33 to 1 or something like that.
We're going to do a snake draft. I'm first. I'm going to, and this is me. He has a distinct advantage here, but we'll just see how it works out. I'm going to take Rory McIlroy because I did see that Rory shot a 63.
He was in second. I didn't see the actual.
He was 3 back.
Yeah,
the kid, he 3 back of the kid that shot 60. Yeah, I'm not taking that guy. But yeah,
like I said, I left the office at noon. That was the last time I actually looked at scores. So
okay, so you just
I'm a little behind. Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought you maybe had caught up since then. So I feel better about it now. I feel very good that I'm going to win. Who's your 2 and 3? Who's your your first and 2 picks?
I got to take Beef Boy after he put on 25 pounds during COVID.
All right, of course, the fellow with the powerlifting guy, yes. He's got to take the giant. You're taking Andre the Giant. Bryson DeChambeau is, I don't blame you. He's
I can't not take Beef Boy probably the rest of this season. He's my new Kyle Schwarber.
All right, I like that. That makes sense.
And then give me Xander Schauffele for my other pick there.
Xander Schauffele. All right, there you go.
I never saw where he finished. I know he was shooting okay early.
ELE, Schauffele. Okay, that puts me with, I know that Ricky Fowler has not been playing very well lately, but this is the time he shines. He's going to, he's going to come through. I'm going to go with Ricky.
He's due for a win.
He's due for a win. I'm going to go with Ricky Fowler. He's clearly due. Ricky Fowler is, Justin Rose didn't back out, did he? He's playing. I'm going to take Justin Rose.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. Justin Rose is always up at the top, so I'm going to take Rosie. Who are you taking for your next 2 there? Justin Rose, the English assassin. Actually, Justin Rose was the guy they talked to, ladies and gentlemen, when people were starting to come up with the COVID and backing out, and somebody said, "Well, Mr. Rose, our You scared of catching the COVID? No, heck no! I'm not going near anybody. I'm gonna be out driving them, and nobody's gonna be near me. I'll be fine.
That's what someone was talking about. Phil hit one about 290 the other day and was bragging. And I think it was Bryson come up right behind him and hit about 350.
That's the thing.
Step aside, old man.
That's the thing. The Shambo's, 29, 30 years old? They're going to have to eventually tiger-proof courses for these new muscle-bound kids.
I mean, we were the top 3 scores in the RBC history were all 3 last weekend.
Oh, really?
We're looking at guys at -10, -9, -10 through first round today. I mean, you're probably going to have another -20 winners.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to start doing something with these courses.
Now, granted, most of the courses we already said this is a kind of a short, and most of them are a bit longer anyway.
The first 2 are kind of medium size. They're 70-some hundred. This one's like 6,800 some.
Oh, you see, now that's why you always look forward to the U.S. Open or something, because they're going to put them on a 7,400 yards, right. 7,500 yards with bad rough and bad wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 picks here.
You got 2 coming up.
I got to take the guy I always take, John Rahm.
Oh, I forgot. You're Spaniard. Yeah.
And then give me Victor Hovland. That's a guy I actually put a futures bet on before it started. So.
Victor Hovland. You didn't go with. You're not going with either of those. Any of those young guys who nearly won last week. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Neiman.
Joaquin Neiman.
I'm going to go with Joaquin Neiman and Scott Scheffler.
I actually have a futures bet on him too, so I hope you do good. I got him at like 66-1. Hovland was like 45-1 or something like that.
I'm going to go Scott Scheffler. A lot of folks were talking really good stuff about Scheffler this week, and Joaquin Neiman played really well last week. That's the thing. I've left the Answer kid out. I feel bad about that because he's playing real well.
He's playing well. Berger's playing well.
Very well right now. Berger's out, you said, though, right?
Yeah, he didn't play this week.
You have 1 to go.
I got 1 to go.
Yep.
Give me Mackenzie Hughes.
Mackenzie Hughes shoots a 60 today, right? And I didn't even know this person existed before I was out having to run an errand in the car earlier today, and I heard that this kid. How do you spell this? M-A-C-K or
M-A-C-K.
E-N-Z-I-E. That's like Mackenzie Phillips. Is this fella male or female?
This would be Mel.
I guess he probably is. I don't know.
No, because I thought about Answer there or Bubba Watson, but
Abraham.
I mean, more than likely going to make the cut. You would think.
You would think. See, now the cool part is we'll get to look at the leaderboard now and see how badly we're both starting out.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start out in the toilet. We're going to come back. We're going to talk baseball as well as might end up talking brothers or siblings, famous siblings of the best siblings. The other siblings of famous athletes. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Back with Brian right after this. Stick around.
Are you needing to advertise or promote your business or special event? At Meager Sign & Graphics, they can print and install laminated vinyl on all sizes of metal, PVC, and plastic sign material. Meagers offers all types of vinyl options with professional installation on your vehicles, walls, and windows, or just about anything else you would like to be personalized. Meagers also offers all sizes of PVC and mesh banners. Meagers is now able to offer LED message centers. Stop in or call Kevin Blank or Danny King at Meager Sign & Graphics for all your lettering and advertising needs.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, as I've had to trade a player. I feel terrible.
Yeah, we couldn't find Fowler.
I'll be dogged he's not playing. Is
that the like the fantasy football equivalent of drafting the guy that's already been taken?
That's right, or the first one of the crickets.
Yeah,
first one at the auction with crickets.
Auction.
Yeah,
Bo Hart. Someone called out Bo Hart $2. And it was just nothing.
Oh, gosh. Why in the world?
Late draft. Cardinal fan.
I guess so. Wow. We were going to talk, speaking of baseball. Baseball's back. Were you surprised? It looked like it was dead in the water.
Yeah, there for a minute it looked like they weren't going to play at all. And then it was 48. And basically the owners got what they wanted. They dragged it out long enough they couldn't play too many games.
Trevor Bauer ends up being just about right, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You don't expect that kind of thing.
And they avoided the grievance because if they would have been forced to play 48, the players would have had a grievance. So they got just a little bit more than that to avoid that. So yeah, it worked out great for the owners.
Do you think the players will?
Shocker! The world works for billionaires.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you think the players will hold off on the grievance?
I think they will now, because I think they know getting the 60 games. A court is going to look at any kind of arbitration is going to look at that as a compromise.
What they end up doing with the postseason though? Are they still going to play? Are they going to force in the 16-team postseason, or are they going to go ahead and play
I remember
like
seeing
full teams?
postseason, but yeah, I didn't look too close at the minutia of it.
Well, I've got something right here. I think the postseason is going to be just the same way.
I did see that your Cardinals had the best, as far as the easiest schedule, as far as last year's win percentage.
You see why, right?
Yeah.
They've got there's the central divisions.
Which they do that to avoid travel.
Yeah. Actually, that is not quite right because they've thrown Pittsburgh into the East and Atlanta into the Central. So it's going to actually Pittsburgh will be in the Central and Atlanta in the East. But other than that, that's correct. And so the Cardinals get to play the Kansas City, Detroit, and the White Sox 4 games apiece. No, check that. It's 4 games apiece. 5 games, 4 games. Is it 5 games apiece?
I didn't look at the.
Well, doing the math, they're going to play everybody in their own division 10 times. So there's 40 games, and then the other division 4 times, so there's 20 games to get to 60. All right, so yeah, it's 4 games apiece. Probably
be some fun with some, does someone hit 400 playing a short schedule? Do we get anyone who gets to 20 homers, If a guy goes 15-15, is that one of the best seasons ever,
Actually, 15,
when you're looking at rate, yeah.
15 home runs in 60 games, that would, if you averaged it out, you're looking at about a 45, 44 game.
I think the record for
season.
First 60 games, Bonds had 32 in 60 games.
See, that's forgetting all about that's.
I think that was the year he had more. He reached base more often than he had at bats that year.
That's forgetting about Sosa's June, which would have been after 60 games.
Right.
Would have been like game 65 or game 60 to game 90 when he hit 24 home runs in a month. Which, I mean, if somebody did that here, it'd be just astonishing.
I think the last guy that was hitting over 400 after 60 games was Chipper Jones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, now this would be something that a guy like Tony Gwynn would have been able to do, or George Brett. Baseball has changed.
We don't have those guys now.
Yeah, I was gonna say baseball has changed so much that people they don't want just the base hits anymore.
Is this a year where like a reliever can win the Cy Young because we don't know how teams are going to do with their rotations, and
it's going to be a 3-week spring training. So you figure that starters, the first
2 or 3 innings, first month of the season. Probably?
Yeah, first 25 games anyway.
Yeah,
first 2 or 3 trips through the 3 or 4 trips through the rotation aren't going to go more than 5.
And then, with only being 60 games, do you go 3 or 4 man rotation late in the season?
The interesting thing to me...
There's 6 off days, I think? I think it's 60 games and 66 days.
60 games and 66 days. The interesting thing to me, Brian, was how they're going to do the rosters. The rosters are going to open up with... Well, they've got 60 men to start with, 60 players to start with. Your playing roster is going to open up with 30, and then after 20 games drops to 28, and then after 20 more games drops to 26. Whereas everybody's used to September call-ups, right now it's going to be September, the end of the season, no call-ups. So everybody's going to have to basically be blowing and going.
Well, there's nothing to call up from.
That's the other thing. The rest of the teams, they've got these other 30 guys. There's no minor league teams, no minor league places to play. They're basically sending all those people to Nashville. Are they going to practice or play games, or what are they going to do in Nashville? You're going to have...
I think we're still figuring some of this stuff out.
No kidding.
This is assuming that it still happened. I mean, there's still chances that there's an outbreak and they cancel it all.
You're going to have 900 baseball players in Nashville.
I still don't think college football happens.
Oh, bite your tongue.
I think NFL happens. I don't think college and high school do.
Oh, bite your tongue! Don't say such things.
I'm not rooting for it, but
I just we just got my schedule set for this.
Who's the biggest beneficiary of the format changes this year?
What do you mean?
Like the Cardinals getting the easier schedule. NL going DH, I think, helps the Dodgers because they got the deepest offense.
Yeah. And with 30 players to start.
The Astros might be a beneficiary, only playing 60 games because you figure they get an extra base runner every game because you're going to hit one of them. So, I mean, that's going to happen. They may get an extra half base runner a game. That might be 1 or 2 wins throughout a 60 game
Can they still
season.
break the record for most hitters hit by pitch in a 60 game season?
What was it, 21 was the over-under on that or something?
Something like that. Yeah, that'd be something. What'd you think of I know why they did it, why they said they did it. But what'd you think of the extra innings new rule?
I have covered summer stuff mine for the last 20 years. I'm used to the international tiebreaker rule. It's what it's called.
Yeah.
I kept hearing ghost runner this week. International tiebreaker runner is what it's called, where the guy that made the last out will go on second base and start the next year. I understand it. They're trying to reduce extra inning games and
trying to reduce time spent at the ballpark with a chance to.
And you don't want a 15, 16 inning game because that usually depletes a bullpen anyway. And then when you have very few rest days in a short season, I got no problem with it all. And I hope the DH sticks in the NL.
I really don't. I don't think we'll ever go back to pitchers hitting.
They said it's still not. It's a 1-year deal for now.
That's next year too, isn't it?
That was the original plan. Then they wound up changing it to just this year for now.
Oh, okay. Well, they might have. You realize the last pitcher to get a base hit then, at this point.
No.
in the Atlanta series. Miles Michaelis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was the last pitcher to get a base hit at this point. So there you go. Maybe you never know when it's going to happen again. Somebody might have to throw somebody up there. But yeah, that's very intriguing, and I'm excited. I mean, of course I love baseball anyway, but I'm excited for the rule changes mostly. I am a purist, but I don't mind.
I've been wanting DH in the NFL for a while.
Right now, the DH, the National League is the only league in the world that doesn't play a DH, and there's no reason for it.
Now, if we need to get electronic balls and strikes, I'm good to go.
Well, I'm not going to go that far.
I will.
I like. But what if I'm a big Country Joe West fan?
You don't exist. Not to go full Joe Biden, but
what if I
then you ain't a baseball fan.
What if I like Angel Hernandez?
Then you're probably betting on it.
You're watching Big Talk. We'll be back right after this. Stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest on Monday, Brian, is going to be my twin brother Matthew is coming back on the show, which kind of
that begs the question.
There we go. You saw what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: who is the? We're bringing up brothers in sports, and you were going to talk about overshadowed or obscured brothers.
Yeah,
you like that?
Yeah, the other sibling.
The other sibling. Actually, I got another one too, but got another brother too. Yeah. So Brian came up with the thought. Hey, let's pick who we think would be who's the most intriguing, shall we call it, or a best brother combination.
I was looking at either completely obscure or not known but obscure, or completely overshadowed, or was actually pretty good in their own right, but were still less famous because of all-time greats.
Who are some of that you had in mind?
Well, the first one I always think of that goes back to this is Ozzie Canseco, Jose's twin.
Poor Ozzie. Ozzie played for the Cardinals, you know.
Yeah, he had a 3-year MLB career. I actually looked that up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He played for the A's.
2 years for the A's and 1 year for the Cardinals.
Right, and I think...
Or vice versa. Actually, I think it was 1 year with the A's, 2 years with the Cardinals.
And with the Cardinals, I don't think he played ever more than 30 or 40 games. He barely got up.
Let's see, he only had 65 career at-bats.
He is I guess he didn't have
in
30
3 years.
But Jose's brother, of course, Jose hit 480 home runs or some kind of...
First 40 man MLB history.
Outstanding player, steroid, one of the progenitors of the steroid era.
Grade A jerk.
Grade A jerk. And Ozzie never seemed that way. Ozzie was always kind of the nice guy as the overshadowed brother, I guess. You were mentioning that. I came up with Joe Niekro. Brother Phil Niekro. Joe was an outstanding pitcher for Houston, for California. He pitched for all kinds of teams for a good. I think he
was he even in Cleveland with Phil at one point?
He was on Atlanta with Phil.
See, and you got the Russell brothers too.
Got the Russell. One more thing with Joe, by the way. Joe Niekro was basically the if you recall from one of the best movies of all time, Naked Gun: The Files of Police Squad, with the baseball game, and they go out to the mound, and the pitcher has the nail file, the Vaseline, and Joe, along with Gaylord Perry, was the thought behind that, the inspiration, because Joe Niekro was standing on the mound with his emery board in his hand. They came out to inspect him, and he threw his emery board behind his back. Nobody saw it except one umpire. He just about got it done. As he threw the emery board aside. And
Ric Flair taught me, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
The Russell brothers, Paul and Rick. Rick was for a bad Cubs team. Rick Russell you would have to call him the best pitcher on that bad team for years.
He was another beef boy that we had to root for.
Yeah, he was in the days before Rick Sutcliffe came to the Cubs. It was the Rick Russell days.
In fact, I had the '84 Topps team. Speaking of, there's a brother had a 12-year MLB career. Brother of rather famous shortstop. He is known more for a baseball card. The brother is.
Oh.
Billy Ripken.
Billy Ripken, yeah.
1989 Fleer card.
Have we ever determined whether that was on purpose or not?
He swears there's no way Fleer could have missed it. The story is he got some bats in from Louisville Slugger, didn't like them.
What happened, ladies and gentlemen, is there was a baseball card with the bottom of the bat showing there was a curse word on the bottom of the bat.
It said F face.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to explain which one it was.
I was.
Thank you so much.
But no, he wasn't going to use those bats because they were too heavy or something. They basically sent the wrong ones. He decided to go ahead and use it for batting practice. They called him over after batting practice on the road even. I think he said it was in Boston.
Oh, really?
Snapped the picture real quick. He forgot about marking the bat. What? He said he marked it that way so he knew not to use it in the game.
So that's what he'd named the bat.
Yeah.
I see. Well, okay. Well, instead of Wonder Boy, which is...
brother of Cal Ripken.
Yeah, brother of Billy Ripken. I love Tommy Aaron. I think Tommy Aaron was an outstanding player in his own right. Hank Aaron's little brother. They probably hold the record for the most home runs altogether, I suspect.
The one I thought of was one of the more successful athletes on this list. Set the Olympic record for the 200-meter dash.
Oh, I know this story. That poor guy.
Yeah, and I think he even shattered it.
Yeah, hey, he beat it by like half a second.
Yeah, and never got to own it because he finished second that year behind Jesse Owen.
Finished second in 1936 Olympics.
Yep.
Folks don't realize that Jackie Robinson's older brother,
Mac Robinson,
was
silver medalist,
best athlete, the second best athlete at the 1936 Olympics. Because I think he got silver medalist in like the long jump too, or something like that. He was or a 100-yard dash.
He's been the other guy multiple times.
Yeah, I get one from his brother as well as from his competitors. It's too long ago for me to recall his career, but Dom DiMaggio and Vince DiMaggio. Then you have the Alou brothers. You could look at other sports. The one I like to think about is the Giants and the Buccaneers. You had Tiki Barber and Rondé Barber.
So those are probably the two most contemporary of the siblings.
Right.
Which one was the best, most similar? Cross sports even, Dan McGuire, brother of Mark.
Dan McGuire,
6'8" quarterback for the Seahawks.
Yeah, he didn't play much for the Seahawks, but he was backup for several years. Who was he backing up there?
He wound up while they drafted Rick Meyer after him.
Oh, okay, all right. It was. I was going to say it's well before Russell Wilson.
He was 16th overall pick. He lasted 5 seasons. He was a top 50 kid coming out of high school. In high school, he averaged 40 yards a punt.
Wow.
I was looking that up earlier. California Player of the Year.
How did they get him to Iowa, for crying out loud?
And then he transferred to San Diego State after 2 years.
Oh, he did?
He went to Iowa for 2 years and San Diego State for 2 years.
Okay.
So he had almost 4,000 passing yards in college, and he's still the other guy because brother of Mark.
That makes some sense. So if you're going to pick the best brother combo then,
overall?
Overall.
It's got to be the Gronkowskis.
The who's?
The Gronkowskis.
Oh, good grief.
No, probably, the Barbers would be the one that jumps out. As far as two very similar and both very successful.
People from my St. Louis Cardinal fans are going to kill me for not mentioning Ken Forsch.
Oh, yeah. Ken and Bob.
Ken and Bob Forsch. And, of course, Bob Forsch's no-hitter was on TV last week.
A's fan, you got the Giambies. Jeremy was safe on the Jeter play. Taking that one to my grave. Staunton got to the half-yard line, and Jeremy Giambi was safe.
You might be right.
Yeah, I know I am. There's no question there's no might to that.
Oh, by the way, speaking of baseball, before we get out of here, did you see that we've got a little minute. Did you see the new ownership group working on the Mets?
No, I haven't.
The Wilpons.
Is it Jay-Z?
No, it's J Lo again and Alex Rodriguez.
Okay.
They got a new billionaire to step in on it. It's the guy from not Under Armour, but the drinks that owns the horses.
Body Armor.
Body Armor guy.
Okay.
He's like a billionaire, $2 or $3 billion. Penrube or something like that's his name. I can't remember. He's got he's won I know he's won the Preakness before, but they have brought him in to try to win the Mets sale.
Lance Collins was the creator that's actually owned by Coca-Cola now, so I'm not sure.
Well, they sold it.
Yeah.
Sold it for all the gigantic money. But that's some news we'll be looking at in the future.
Mike Repole.
Mike Repole, right, yeah. How would you like to play for J-Lo's team? I would like to play for J-Lo's team. I've been on Team J-Lo for a long time.
Do I go joke A, joke B? Do I get us kicked off the air? Where do I go with this one?
Don't get us kicked off the air. I won't even let you talk anymore. Brian, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here again.
Appreciate it. Hey, I'm going to miss next week. I'm going to be out of town. But have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. See you later.